I'll let you cover the game if you want to talk about how Penn State failed to take advantage of situations or the late game turnover. But to me, this was a Notre Dame victory, not a Penn State loss. What do you think?
It leads right back to what we were just talking about a second ago, man. Coaching. In the beginning of this game, Penn State looked like they was bullying Notre Dame. And I am not exaggerating. I mean, they look like the much bigger, the much stronger team. Mm-hmm. You come out in the second half and coaching and players that believe in their coach and coach that believe in their players, they made the necessary adjustments in the second half of that game, and they came out there and did what they had to do. They handled business. When you sitting over there and this, and unfortunately, you know, I hate this for old James Franklin, but again, bro, the time. I mean, we said this earlier in the year. I think when they played, when they played Ohio State, I said he can't. It's those games that he just can't seem to get past. You know, and a lot of the easy target is the quarterback throw the turnover. But you know what? Again, the coach is sitting over there on the sideline. The play calling. Not one of his receivers had a reception last night. Your leading receiver was your tight end. He had already thrown 2 touchdowns. The referees just bailed him out. I mean, 2 interceptions. The referees just bailed him out, man. This is where coaching come into play. Freeman has kids that have bought into his system. He believe in them. They believe in him. Regardless of how the rest of his daggone college football playoff thing turned out, this is why I say NIL money don't mean nothing. Because it was more money spent over at Penn State than it was at Notre Dame. Let's just keep it real. And they really supposed to have some of the best talent. That kid, the defensive end who Carter, playing out there with one shoulder, he'll get picked up in the first round. That daggone tight end that Penn State got over there, that's a grown man out there playing with little kids. Warren, it was embarrassing out there, man. But Notre Dame in that second half, man, Notre Dame made the necessary adjustments. It wasn't that much flash. Leonard didn't do much other than throw 2 interceptions himself. But he made plays when he needed to be made plays, and the coach believed in him. And so they did what they had to do.
That is exactly the correct answer. Coaching won that game for Notre Dame in the second half. You are absolutely right.
Can I address something right fast? Let me address something right fast. Just because the score was 10-3, Troy said 10-3, that don't mean they was being bullied in that first half. It ain't no other way to say it. The way Penn State was pushing Notre Dame around, the score might not reflect, because matter of fact, if you remember, the receiver dropped the touchdown in the end zone. They had an easy touchdown that was missed by the running back. Penn State could have easily been up by 3 scores in the first half. They was moving the way they wanted to move. They was being bullied. They was being pushed around in that first half.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it is the coaching, because what gave both you and I confidence that Penn State was going to win this game was how they would perform on offense, because they showed that they can go punch for punch against the big dogs in the neighborhood, i.e. what they did in the Big Ten championship game when they played against Oregon. We were both impressively surprised that Penn State hung up 35, 38 points on the Oregon Ducks. That means that their offense was flowing. So we expected Penn State's offense to finish what you started. Griff just made mention that in the first half, they completely dominated this game. They bullied the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, both on offense and on defense. They just did not finish what they started. If they would have actually scored when they had those opportunities, this game would have been closed by the time they had gotten to the fourth quarter, and then they could have played prevent defense on offense themselves. So Penn State did it to themselves because the coaching was not on the same level. Coach Freeman and that Notre Dame coaching staff made the adjustments at halftime to take advantage of what Penn State was afraid to do. So, my man Franklin, it is what it is. He's 1-15 in these situations. They call him Big Game James, meaning that he can't win the big one. But hey, he's still a coach that got his team to the Final Four in the national championship race for 2024. So congratulations to the Penn State Nittany Lions. Better luck next year. You represented your school, your fan base, your state in a very, very positive light. So don't take heart. The interception at the end of the game, it happens. He went through his reads. First read was covered. Second read was covered. By the time he got to the third read, he felt the pressure. He knew he had to get rid of the ball because the clock was a factor. They were operating in high intensity mode. And as he mentioned in his post-game press conference, he meant to throw it at the ground, but it is what it is. All right, so we shall see who Notre Dame faces in the national championship game.